friends, welcome to It's a Ootsy Thing and What's for Supper. So tonight for supper is going to be one of those easy 15-minute meals. That is, if you don't count your crock pot time. I'm going to be doing this in the crock pot. I'm having pork chops, and you may think it's a little weird to be doing pork chops in the crock pot, but I get these thick pork chop steaks at our little hometown bulk food store here in town, and they are so yummy. And this is kind of how I've done it, and we just love the way they turn out. So I put about, I'm going to say about a cup of chicken broth first in my crock pot. Now it's just my husband and I, so I don't need a big crock pot, and I love my little 2-quart here. And I have got things that I'm doing today. I'm working out in my shop, and so I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen because I'm out working in my shop. Now, not everybody is going to have this hometown bulk food store in their town, and so you just get they're just thick pork chops, and these are individually packaged, and I have a hard time getting them out of the package. So I'll use the scissors here. I'm going to cook these on high for about 3 hours, and I'm telling you what, they absolutely fall apart. They are so tender and so yummy whenever they are done. I'm going to give them some salt and pepper. And that's it. That's all that I do. Along with my pork chops, I'm going to have rice, and it is a packaged rice, so some of you all are not going to like that, but it's a Knorrs, and I'll show that to you here in just a minute. It's a Knorrs chicken and rice that has broccoli in it, and I add some broccoli to it. And then I'm also going to fix a coleslaw. So we'll let these cook for a few hours, and then we'll come back and finish up all the rest of our goodies. Easy, easy supper. When you're working all day and you're busy, you don't want to have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Now the salad I'm going to make is a ramen, however you want to call it, salad. Now, this is going to be semi-homemade because I'm not chopping up all the cabbage and all that kind of stuff. I didn't buy it all separate. I did buy a bag. So, if you're working and you've got a lot going on, just get a bag. You don't have to buy all of it separate and chop it up. This is very convenient. But if you want to, it is definitely an option. Try to get all that out without making a mess. Then I'm going to put in that salad. See, this bag was a 12-ounce bag. In with that, I have chopped up 1 bunch of green onions, and I'm going to take, let me see how many almonds I'm going to use. A cup of sliced almonds. That looks like this whole bag. So I'm going to dump the whole bag in there. Then it calls for sunflower seeds, and believe it or not, I could not find sunflower seeds. So the coleslaw that I bought is the one that has the sunflower seed packet in it, so it worked out fine. So I'm going to dump that bag in there as well. Now I'm going to crush my noodles up just a little bit before I get them out of the package. because I don't want to mess. So I'm using 2 packages of the ramen noodles. Now, if there's any of the bigger chunks of the noodles, break that up, because you don't want real big chunks. Now, I'm going to toss this just a little bit so that everything's mixed together. Can y'all see that? This is one of those salads that you see a lot of time at church dinners. And you know, church dinners are just the best. Now, in a separate bowl, take those 2 packets from the Roman noodles, and this is the beef flavor that I got, but you're going to put both of those packets in a bowl. I'm going to take 3/4 cup of olive oil. You can use vegetable oil or canola oil, whatever your choice of oil is, but I'm using vegetable oil. I'm not using vegetable oil. I'm using olive oil. Excuse me. 1/2 cup of sugar. 1/3 cup of vinegar. I'm using red wine vinegar. You can use white vinegar. And 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Now I'm just going to stir that all together real good. We are about 2 hours away from eating supper. So this is going to sit in the refrigerator for about 2 hours. The recipe says like 24 hours, but I'm not waiting that long. I'm hoping that it'll be all right for setting for about 2 hours. Now I'm just going to pour that dressing all over my salad. Now I'm just going to toss this a little bit to make sure that those are not the tongs to use either. All right, this is better. I'm just going to kind of toss that around a little bit to make sure that the dressing's not just setting on top, that it did get all mixed together. So I'm just going to cover this and put it in the refrigerator. And it'll be in there for about 2 hours. So my other side dish, I know some of you are not going to approve of. I don't do this often, but whenever I'm in a hurry, this is something that I like to have so that I can do quickly. I like to make chicken and rice, or chicken and broccoli, cheesy, whatever you want to call it. I like to make it from scratch, but sometimes, like I said, I need something fast. So I'm using this. It's Knorrs chicken flavored broccoli, and it only takes about 10 minutes to make. You start off with 2 cups of water. Once your water comes to a boil, then you add your rice mixture. I like to add about a tablespoon of butter in this as well. My water and butter have come to a boil, so I'm just going to add this package to the water, and I like to add some extra broccoli. There's not very much broccoli in that, and I do like broccoli, so I add a little bit. And I've just got this on a medium-low heat, and I'll just stir it every once in a while. It takes about 7 minutes for it to get completely done. Okay, our rice is done, our pork chops are done, our coleslaw is done, and we are ready to dip up our food. First thing I'm going to do is our rice. One of the pork chops. And our coleslaw. And I'll give it a taste. First I'll try the pork chop, and it is so tender it just falls apart. So yummy, so simple. That rice is really good. I know it's a package, but it really has a good flavor in it. Okay, and let's try the coleslaw. That's really good too. That dressing on there is really good. Has some crunch to it with the noodles and the almonds and all that in there. Really, really good. So I hope you'll give this supper a try. Just like that. It was quick, easy, very simple, very tasty. And on a weeknight meal, it's perfect. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. And we will see you next time on It's a Ootsy Thing. Enjoy your meal.